You are listening to the Coach's Corner Show on KYNT, Yankton's home team. Now, let's get you caught up on Yankton High School athletics with KYNT Sports Director and the voice of the Bucks and Gazelles, Bryce Ladwig.
Oh, maybe it helps if I unmute myself. All right, another show, the Coach's Corner. I am your host, Bryce Ladwig. We are 2 weeks into the fall sports campaign for Yankton High School, the 24-25 campaign. Yankton Bucks scrimmage last night had their Yankton Bucks football had their scrimmage last night, looking pretty good. I'm very excited for Yankton Bucks football, and it's nice to see a lot of guys get reps, first team, second team, third team. You also get a glimpse into the future, of course. You get a glimpse while watching sub-varsity football as well, but seeing them amongst the current varsity players, you kind of get a better feel for the team moving forward, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how all that plays out in the future. I did catch up with Coach Brady Muth of Yankton Bucks football. Man, it is a slow morning for my brain. And I sat down with him, kind of a season preview of sorts. And when we come back from a break, we will play the interview for you. Join me in the Pizza Ranch phone line. And I also have Coach Caitlin Savvy of Yankton Cross Country. I have the post-game interviews from Coach Dane Hansen and Coach Tyler Schuring from Yankton Bucks and Gazelles Soccer from Harrisburg on Thursday evening. They both lost 1-0. We'll go over those as well. And go over Yankton Bucks golf results. A lot to do on the show today. And we'll take a break, come back, and continue here on the Coach's Corner. Good morning.
My name is Jacob Foken. Running Songbird Kombucha allows me to show my imaginative spirit. Mount Marty was huge in giving me something to work towards and something to become. I didn't set out to become a kombucha brewer. Sort of everything fell into place. The brewing part is how I can be in touch with my artistry and my imagination.
Show your spirit at Mount Marty University and schedule a tour today at showyourspiritmmu.com.
Isn't it great when things work how they should? Like the award-winning free checking from FNBO. No monthly fees, no minimums, and no overdraft fees, ever. Online, in the app, on the go, or down the street. You be you, and we'll make it easy to bank your way and manage your account. Here's to simple, flexible, and free. Here's to checking that works the way you want it to. Visit fnbo.com to learn more or stop on by. FNBO Free Checking. Member FDIC.
You can get expert eye care in Yankton with Avera Medical Group Wilcox & Eye Associates. Here, eye diseases and injuries receive the best care because we offer the newest surgical techniques, supported by the best technology. We'd be honored to be on the forefront of your eye care. Learn more by visiting avera.org/Wilcoxon. avera.org/Wilcoxon.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. This is Bryce Ladwig. I'll go ahead and start that interview I had with Coach Brady Muth, Yankton Bucks football. They host Huron on the 30th to start the year, but I got a season preview with him earlier this week. Interviews conducted by usually on the Pizza Ranch phone line, but for this one I was actually in his classroom. And we talked to Yankton Bucks football. Here's that conversation. All right, let's start talking Yankton Bucks football. First time for the 2024 season, joined by Coach Brady Muth. All right, Coach, summer's over, and already another football season is here. Do they seem to be coming by a little faster now?
Everything seems to move faster. People tell you that I think when you get older, everything speeds up. I'm starting to feel pretty old because things are going warp speed right now. So, yeah, it's been summer was kind of a blur, and we get to see our guys so much, throughout the summer that it's just kind of a continuous thing. But it's football season now, and it's time to rock. So we're excited to be back at it.
I've been doing this. I started with KYNT when you had your first year head coaching for the Bucks, and it seems like every year, like all these seniors are graduating. Like, oh, what are they going to do? But just guys just keep coming up. This is the way it works.
Yeah.
And so a lot of new faces, and you've had some practices now. So how's the team gelling?
Exactly what you said. We left last fall, and you get into the spring and you start looking at who's going to be in certain spots, and you start thinking, man, we graduated a lot of talent, and we did, and we're going to miss those guys. But it is, I think it's a testament to our strength and conditioning program. I think it's a testament to the culture that exists within our program. Guys want to be a Buck, and they're going to go to the ends of the earth to get that accomplished. And so we've got a group of guys that are really, really hungry. And it reminds me kind of the good old days of when you had to work your tail off just to get on the field for 1 year. There are guys that are some really talented athletes that are going to get one year of opportunity to make a name for themselves and make an impact on the program. But that's the way we want it, because those guys are hungry and they're ready to get after it.
All right, Coach, let's start talking the coaching staff. Start from kind of top, bottom, go as deep into the youth as you can go for me.
So Coach Huber will be back as our offensive line coach and our offensive coordinator. He does a great job with our offense, and having a guy that's an offensive line coach that understands technique and scheme within the offensive line that's invaluable. It's hard to find guys that understand offense the way that Coach Huber does, but he'll be back. Coach Olson is back again as our defensive coordinator and our linebacker coach. Last year was the best our defense had been, since we've come in with me as a head coach. And so really building off of that, and we return a lot of players, and a lot of our statistics from 2023 defensively are back. And so we're really excited about that. And Coach has got our defense playing at a high level. It's been a real fun summer. Coach Hale is our special teams coach, our special teams coordinator, and our receiver coach. And Brady played here as a receiver. Obviously, everybody knows his pedigree as a punter and a kicker at SDSU, and so there aren't very many teams that have an asset like that to coach their special teams, and we're blessed to have Coach Hale here. He does a great job with our guys. Coach Dan Schwach is our defensive line coach and our JV defensive coordinator. Coach Schwach just moved up to the high school, but this is his second year coaching the D-line, and that unit has really gelled. Coach Schwach is a former Buck. He takes a lot of pride in coaching his guys and what it means for them to be able to be on the field on a Friday night. And so having someone like that, especially someone that understands D-line technique the way he does, is great. Coach Jason Savvy is our running back coach and our freshman offensive coach. He's kind of steady Eddie. Coach Savvy is on a couple different staffs, and he becomes very invaluable because he's a veteran guy and he knows his way around athletics in the state, and he does a heck of a job coaching our running backs. Our running backs are going to be kind of one of the premier spots on our offense this year, and Coach Savvy's done a really good job developing those guys. With him is another Coach Savvy. We've got a lot of Coach Savvies in the school, but Blake Savvy is back. This is his second year in our secondary, and he's our freshman defensive coach. Coach Savvy has done great. He's grown a lot in his first year here, but again, a former Yankton guy. So having those guys around for us is really good, because understanding and explaining how everything works within our program, if you've been through it, you kind of have an inside, corner on it. And so Blake has done a really good job with getting his guys to buy into what it means to be a Buck, and the secondary is really polished right now, and they're firing at all cylinders, and it's been a lot of fun to watch him go and watch those guys develop. The newcomer to our varsity staff is Terry Beacom. Coach Beacom was in Vermilion for a while and over in Centerville. I can't say enough good things about Coach Beacom. A couple years ago, we were in Vermilion, and they kind of taught us a few lessons on how to defend the pass, or maybe not defend the pass. And right after the season, I called him and I said, I want you to come over and teach us how to do what you did to us to other people. And so he came over, and we forged a bit of a relationship, and we had a job opening for him a couple years ago, and he took it, and he's moved up to our quarterbacks coach. He's our pass game coordinator with Coach Hale, and so it's been a lot of fun watching him work. You see a guy like that understands the craft of playing quarterback and can communicate it to guys. It's been really good for our quarterbacks, and just having them around our guys in fall camp, you can see them getting better day by day. At the 8th grade level, we've got Alex Lane and Alex Topol. Both of those guys have been in our program now for a while, and I can't stress enough. And at the 7th grade level is Jason Pasco and Zach Sutera, who's new to our staff. But I can't stress enough to people. I think everybody sees what happens on Friday night, and they think that's the thing. That's what the program is. That's not. The program is really, for us, starts at that youth level, and we've got great support with youth football in Yankton. There's a million different ways for kids to play football in Yankton. But when they get to the middle school, then we start working on what it means to be a Buck and how we do things. And those guys, we can't do our job without quality guys down there. And so we're real lucky to have them, the passionate people we have to work in those spots, and also the knowledge base that they have to pass it on to the kids.
Well, like you said, that's where it starts, right? Yeah. That's where you start learning to be a Buck, and that's kind of where the program starts to blossom.
Yeah, exactly. And the way we try to build things here, and that's the thing I think I'm most proud of with where we're at right now, much more than an opportunity to play for a championship. That's great, but the thing I'm most proud about with our program right now is just how we're built. We focused very intently on making sure that we had a good foundation, a good base. That's everything. That's not just personnel moves at the 7th and 8th grade, but that's also fundamentals and all of those things, a ground-up approach. And so from where we're at right now, we are a very solid football program that is going to have the chance to play for championships.
1 week away from the first game, I know a lot of things are forming. They could obviously change in that time too, but since they're kind of starting to form, Coach, I'll start talking about some of the positions, if you will. Let's start with special teams.
Yeah, special teams is we graduated an all-state kicker again, and we're really lucky. It was a joke made. We walked into the all-state meetings. They go, "There's no point in talking about kickers because it's going to Yankton." So there is a competition, obviously, but it is different. I mean, we're going to have a new kicker, and we've got some guys that are going to contribute there. Asher Knuckles has come through our program. He's a young guy that has worked really hard. He's gone to a lot of camps, and we're excited to see the kicker that Asher develops into. Another guy is Liam Villanueva. Liam was a position player. That probably doesn't sound good to the special team guys out there, but was a defensive lineman in our program, and over the summer really, really worked on kicking, and is going to get an opportunity on a varsity field at some point to kick a football because of the work he's put in. So, really happy with, not quite knowing who a kicker is going to be, and then having some guys that can come in and do the job. And then the other guy is Kevin Ortiz, who's going to cross-train between soccer and football. And we've done that before. It's an exciting thing for a kid to be able to do just about as much as you can on Crane Youngworth, and Kevin's going to take full opportunity of that. So we've got a bit of a competition. I'm not saying it'll be a week-by-week thing, but we have solid kickers, but we're going to put the best kicker on the field, and that's the way when we're built like this, that's what we want. We want competition.
All right, and then on the defensive side of the ball, obviously, defense took a really big step forward last year.
Yeah, defense, statistically, that's the best our defense has been in the last 7-8 years, and a lot of that is the scheme that Coach Olson is using, but a big part of that, too, is the players. And a big part of that success is Matthew Sheldon. Shelley is the guy that sits in the middle and is a smart guy. He controls everything. He can run, and he's big. He's put some weight on to the point where he's able to take on blockers and can still run guys down. And so he's an exciting, dynamic player. When he gets dressed, when he's walking out on the field and he's in his football uniform, if you were on Madden football and you made a football player, it would look like Matt Sheldon. He is just an old-school throwback linebacker that can move, and we're really excited to have him back. The other big name on defense is Edley Amaro. Edley last year was his first year starting. Learned a lot as a sophomore. He qualified for the state wrestling tournament again in the winter and has added some weight, and so he's a bigger, faster, stronger, more skilled version of Edley Amaro as a sophomore, and so we're really excited for Ed. And I know our scout offensive line and scout quarterbacks are really excited for Ed to get to play someone else other than them. And then the other guy that is exciting is Carson Ness. Carson was a second-team All-Stater at safety. He's moved to the strong safety spot this year. He's just a little bit bigger and stronger, but Carson is a playmaker. And so when you're building a defense around those positions, you're going to be fairly successful. And on top of that, the guy that led us in tackles in the state championship game last year was not a starter. It was Bryce Crawl. Bryce will be a starter this year. And so I guess that's my point. The way we're built, we can go through a depth chart, but there is so much competition, and the cream is definitely rising to the top. But we're finding out that there's, it's all the stuff at the top is good.
Yeah, and then there's depth.
Yeah, there's depth and quality depth. So, on the defensive line, we're going to run starters out there, but we'll have packages and different guys that are rotating, and there's no drop off. And that's not because the number ones aren't very good. It's because the number twos aren't really number twos. They're 1.5s.
Everyone's pushing each other.
Yes, and so right now it's a real beautiful thing.
All right, and then the offensive side of the ball.
So offensively, our run game is this year, it's going to look a lot different because our run game is really developed to the point where it can be the focal point of our offense. We try to just take what the offense or what the defense gives us, but the last couple of years with the quarterbacks that we've had, I think we've gotten a reputation of being a throwing team, a team that passes the ball. That's not the case. We just take what people give us, and our quarterbacks have been skilled enough to hit on a high percentage in the air, and so that helps us out. Coming into this season, we knew our offensive line was going to be more than solid. We return a lot of quality guys, and the guys that we graduated had people playing behind them that played quality minutes, that played a lot, and so there's a lot of there's a lot of familiar faces on the offensive line from last year, and they're just a bigger, stronger, better version of that 2023 unit. And our running back is back as well. Evan Sirk was our bell cow, running back last year, and he'll be that guy again. Again, he's beefed up. Evan's goal in his exit meeting was to score more touchdowns, and he knew to score more touchdowns he was going to have to be a little heavier and a little stronger, and that was his goal, and he's meeting that goal. And so to watch those guys operate and to see our run game and the holes that open up and the way they're executing right now, it doesn't matter if it's Evan. Jace Solachik has had a really good camp. We're really excited about Jace. He's kind of turned things up a little bit. And then Matt Sheldon will move from the H-back spot to the tailback spot. And so all of those things are really excited in our run game.
Poor linebackers.
Yeah. That being said, our perimeter players are exciting too. Carson is back at the X position. Connor Slaba might be the best slot receiver in the state, and I can feel confident saying that after watching a track season and watching him go through camps. He's very fast and he's tough. I mean, he placed second in his weight class at the powerlifting meet this last winter. He is a football player, and we are going to try to find ways to get the ball in his hands a myriad of different ways. Our tight end spot, we graduated Tucker Gilmore. Those are big shoes to fill. We've got some guys that have had good summers, had a good summer. Cale Gary is a guy that's going to step up there. Jake Bivens is another guy that's going to have an opportunity there. Easton Feeser is another guy that has worked himself into that with reps in fall camp. The guy that very excited about is at H-back is Talon Kinney. And Talon has been the guy that in the weight room in the off season, he has made himself into who he is today. And so we're excited about Talon. And then at the quarterback spot, which is what everybody wants to talk about, the two guys that are battling it out are Easton Nelson and Tate Bestie. And both of those guys, one's a senior and one's a junior respectively there. Both of those guys are elite competitors. And they're both excited for an opportunity. They're both scrapping it out, and we're just not quite sure who that's going to be yet.
You have the scrimmage coming up. As this is playing, it'll have happened already, but what are you looking forward to in the scrimmage?
Number one, we just want to make sure everybody gets through there clean. That's the big thing with a scrimmage. There's a couple spots where guys need to show up, and it's an interesting year this year with the scrimmage being in the school week rather than being the week before school. So I don't know if that means there'll be more people there, but our scrimmages are usually pretty well attended, and so we want to see how guys operate on a Friday night in Crane Youngworth Stadium and how they operate in front of people when you turn the lights on and things get a little bit rowdy. We're excited to see some of those guys and see who's going to compete, because there are some spots where people need to differentiate themselves between 1A and 1B, and those battles are going to need to be figured out on that field on Friday night.
Between the network of coaches that obviously all of the camps that teams from all of AA attend, and from media, what are you seeing from AA this year?
I think AA is going to be wide open. There's a lot of parity in AA. Obviously, Pierre is going to be, that's everybody's number one pick, and they should be their state champs. And T is going to be a very good team. They return a lot of guys, and they're a running team, and they've got their quarterback back who's a good runner, and 2 of their running backs are back. And so T is going to be a handful again. But there are teams, too, that are out there like Watertown and like Sturgis and Aberdeen who have had good, seasons outside of football, so that they have good athletes. They're a bit of an unknown. And so I think what you're going to see by week 3 is everybody's going to be about middle of the pack, with maybe one team sitting on top where everybody else is still, figuring it out. And I don't think things will get sorted out until week 6, 7, 8. I think it'll be late because there's some games late in the season where people are going to be able to figure some things out between who wins what game. And so I just think there's a lot of parity right now, and I think if you try to overlook, or you think you're going to be able to overlook anybody on your AA schedule, then you're mistaken.
I know you don't care who's on the schedule. It's whoever next team up, of course, but kind of exciting. Harrisburg coming to Yankton this year, an old ESD, a non-traditional Sioux Falls school, but returning.
Yeah, and our kids are excited for an opportunity to play Harrisburg. Harrisburg year in, year out is a perennial contender in 11 AAA, and so anytime we get a chance to see where we measure up with those guys, we're going to take it. And our kids don't have a hard time getting up for Harrisburg, and so it's one of those games, like you said, where there's just recently enough of a history to where kids can look at that as a bit of a rivalry, and they're excited to get an opportunity to compete against them.
Coach, best of luck in the scrimmage. Best of luck. Obviously, we'll talk to you probably Wednesday before the first game of the year, but good luck to the Yankton Bucks.
Thanks, Bryce.
All right, that was Coach Brady Muth. Joined me for that interview. I am ready for Yankton Bucks football. That is for sure. Also, let's talk real quick about Yankton volleyball. Gazelles travel to Gorman on Tuesday for a 7 o'clock first serve. The Gazelles host Dakota Valley on Thursday for a 7 o'clock first serve. That will be on KYNT and KYNTV. Myself, Bryce Ladwig, I'll be there. I'm covering that one, 6:30 pregame coverage. And we'll talk to Coach Taylor Stacy next week for a pregame talk and kind of a postgame chat and following that Dakota Valley matchup. Let's take a break, come back, and continue here on the Coach's Corner. Good morning.
It's day one of your new career. Parker of Yankton has immediate openings for material handlers, machine operators, and setups for both day and night shifts. Along with a full benefits package beginning your first day on the job, Parker is offering a second shift pay differential of $235 plus a $1,000 retention bonus. Paid vacation, sick leave, 13 paid holidays, medical, dental, vision, supplemental, and paid life insurance all begin day one. Quarterly profit sharing and a 5% matching 401k plan. Fully vested on day one. Apply now at parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
The warmer months can be wonderful times that allow for plenty of fun outdoors. However, while you may be enjoying the outside time, pests and insects may be trying to find their way inside. Eliminating a pest infestation and ensuring they don't return can be tough to do on your own, but with Olson's Pest Technicians by your side, you can rest assured you're fully protected. Locally owned and operated since 1966, Olson's Pest Technicians provides reliable pest control services to residential and commercial properties. Visit 800KILBugs.com.
Are you suffering from a recent injury or chronic pain?
Come see us, Lane and Reed Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.
We offer a wide variety of techniques to meet every patient's need and preference, including adjustments, dry needling, acupuncture, cupping, and rehabilitation.
We are dedicated to providing personalized and effective treatment plans to help you perform at your highest level and feel your best.
Whether you're dealing with back pain, neck pain, or a sports injury, we've got you covered.
Go to SWATchiropracticandrehab.com to schedule an appointment.
All right, Yankton Bucks soccer. Let's talk about it. Bucks tied Watertown. That was on Tuesday night. Score was 2-2. Tony Gutron scored both goals for the Bucks, and Yankton lost Thursday night at Harrisburg, 1-0. Braden Butler calls the Yankton soccer games. I was there running the camera, but he does our soccer games. He had a post-game interview with Coach Dane Hansen. Let's go ahead and play that for you right now.
Coach Hansen, we bring you in here. Second time this week where it's a close game late. Unfortunately, unlike Tuesday, you weren't able to capture that late goal that draws the game out. But what are your initial thoughts on this performance as the game ends 1-0 in favor of Harrisburg?
I would say this is definitely a learning moment game for us. From my perspective, I think we played better soccer against Watertown. We kept the ball much better against Watertown, and this might be a game where maybe four games in less than a week, it gets to you a little bit, but we got to get a little bit more disciplined, I think, and trust the style of play that we're trying to play, and let the process of getting better improve the results down the road.
On the attacking front, you had a couple opportunities sprinkled throughout the game, just weren't able to get them in the back of the net. I know Tony had a shot from a long way out that hit off the right post, but defensively, especially in net from your goalkeeper, Andrew Budig, it seemed like you were pretty solid. Just that one-on-one where it's really tough. You got to kind of guess where the attacker is going to go, and that's the only time Budig got beat.
Yep. Budig is, for a sophomore, he plays, closer to a junior or senior level. I mean, he's not a bad keeper. He makes himself big. He's got a good frame, and he's actually got really, really good reflexes, which, as we all know, is really important for a keeper to have, is their reflexes. So he puts himself in good positions to make the saves, and then he's got great reflexes for that position. So really pleased with his performance. Honestly, all of the games, like if you looked at Stevens, probably could have been a worse scoreline, but he kept it respectable, I think. So he's a good keeper.
And you look at, you kind of mentioned it in your first answer, this is your fourth game in less than a week. Maybe the fatigue early in the season can get to you if your cardio's not all the way up. You get a couple days off, though, before your next game. You come back to action next Tuesday at home against Sioux Falls Jefferson. I know for the Gazelles, Coach Schuring said it's the first time Yankton has got a chance to look at Jefferson. Obviously, in your first year, it's your first look at them as the head coach. What are you looking forward to against the Cavaliers on Tuesday?
Well, they're the ones that knocked us out of playoffs this last go around, right? So hopefully we can have a slight redemption story there. But again, I've coached a handful of more than a handful of kids on that team, so I do know some of the quality within that group, so that I feel like might give us a slight advantage. It might not, but really I'd like to just see us get back to how we're trying to play, how we're trying to adjust, results aside. Like, we've just got to start trusting the process and have more of a growth mindset of just getting better, because we do have the talent to be a pretty good team. We just actually have to be playing like it. So a little bit more connected. So if we can get that down, the results will take care of themselves, but we just have to trust the process.
Just a couple more things to clean up here early on in the season. Still plenty of time left, but hoping to start getting those all playing together by Tuesday against Sioux Falls Jefferson. Coach, thank you for coming up here and taking the time to talk to me. I know it was a rather quick interview, but we were told to turn the lights off on us, so we got to get out of here. But we do appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, and we'll talk to you again on Tuesday after that game against Jefferson.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, Yankton is now 1-2-1 on the season and 12th in the AA standings. You can see that on your screen if I was watching on KYNTV. And the Bucks now host Sioux Falls Jefferson, as you heard, Tuesday at Crane-Youngworth Field and begin at 4 p.m. I think that's the first game of that varsity doubleheader. The Gazelles will follow, and that will be on KYNT and KYNTV. Braden Butler on the call, 3:30 pregame start. Don't miss it. Again, on KYNT and KYNTV. Really quick break, come back, and let's start talking Yankton Gazelle soccer. Good morning.
So I switched my insurance to State Farm, and get this. I talked to an actual State Farm agent who lives in my actual town. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town gave me actual help with the coverage I needed. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town who gave me actual help actually knows my name. And get this. They actually say it's called service.
Call State Farm agent Rhonda Westland at 665-4411.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explorers CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
All right, welcome back. Yankton Gazelle soccer to be talked about here on the Coach's Corner. Recording this Friday evening, second week in a row I've had to record early, but next week I plan on having a truly live show. But then all sports will be in swing, all the football coaches, stuff of that nature, and we'll be in full effect next week. Always appreciate you joining us. All right, Gazelle soccer. They defeated Watertown Tuesday night 4-1. Ayana Becker scored 2 of the goals. Ian Wolfgram and Lucy Johnson each scored 1 goal. Yankton lost Thursday night at Harrisburg 1-0. And same thing as Coach Jada Hansen. Braden Butler has a post-game interview with Coach Tyler Schuring. All right, fair warning. So at Harrisburg, in the press box, when I say the speakers are basically in the press box, if you reach out the window, you can touch the speakers. And I don't think my hearing has fully recovered. All right, so it really started to drown out the coach, and I took this audio into the lab, so to speak, and I did what I could. You can tell it's a little tweaked and stuff. Imagine what the original audio sounds like. So this is the post-game interview. I'm sorry, but this is Coach Tyler Schuring.
Coach Schuring, we were talking a little bit before we went on air here, but a 1-0 loss at the end for these Yankton Gazelles. Ended up a much better outcome than, unfortunately, the Gazelles faced last year. I believe it ended 8-0 last year. So a great defensive effort, but weren't really able to get the attack going today. We'll start on that defensive back end, though. How are your opinions on how your team did defending this Harrisburg Tigers team?
You know, Harrisburg is still a very solid team, very aggressive team. They move the ball well. Great first touch, and, you know, they're going to get around with a lot of players. One thing I was happy about our team is just the grit they brought in. They really showed guts this game. They played a lot of defense. I thought we did a good job keeping the ball in front for the most part. Had to adjust the formation a little bit, bring in 4 midfielders in, create a little bit of a box. We did a really good job winning the ball, but then we struggled building out. Just didn't really have the movement off the ball, and I think some of that is just because we were losing the legs playing defense. But I got to give it to the team. I know it's not what we wanted. I think we're a better team than we showed tonight on the offense. You know, just couldn't get it going tonight. Again, Harrisburg is a very solid team, though.
And, you know, like you mentioned, weren't really able to get it going on the offense. Talk about a little bit in the midfield, because we talked a little bit. The defense was able to win the ball back, but just Harrisburg's midfield seemed to be, as soon as you cross that halfway line, they were able to win that ball right back and put you back on the back foot.
Yeah, you know, it was tough. Harrisburg was just quick off the ball. They were able to get numbers forward, which forced us to commit more numbers to defense. So once we won it, we just didn't win it, won it. We just didn't have the outlets that we want to typically look for to build through. Unfortunately, we had to go to a little bit more just send and reset, which is not a good. It's not a good game plan when you're playing a team as quality as Harrisburg, because they're going to keep you pushed back. And I think the second half you really saw that, especially once they got the wind. You know, the first half I thought we were able to build out at times, but once they got that wind, and, you know, we were really having to play player to player instead of looking for some of our longer through balls, that really got to us.
A couple players I want to touch on here real quick, because I think they did a great job defensively today. Hannah Kruger, I saw her blocking a lot of shots. She's put another great effort in the defensive back line. Chloe Foote as well. And then Elena Monin, your goalkeeper, again, does let one get by her, but made a couple big saves a couple times where maybe the first one she just parried it away but was able to get back on top of it.
Yeah, you know, that first shot that they put in, I don't know if there's a keeper in the state that was getting to that. It was a well-placed shot from outside the 18. Elena's really developed into a strong keeper back there. She's going to keep out everything she should, and I think she's going to make one or two bigger plays that are going to keep us in a lot of these games. You got to give a lot of credit to that whole back line. Going to a 3-back, and we really stayed with that. We were tempted to go to a 4-back, but we thought that we could commit more numbers to the midfield and hopefully build out. So I got to commend to those, to all my, defenders that rotated in the back line. They did a great job stepping to the ball, being patient when they needed to, but aggressive enough so that they were able to create those blocks and get the ball out.
Quick look ahead for you guys. Sioux Falls Jefferson coming home to Crane Youngworth Field on Tuesday. What are you expecting from the Cavaliers in that one as you return to your home turf?
It's the first time we played Jefferson since they opened, so we've never played them. On video in the last few years, they're typically a defensive team. They like to sit back a little bit and look for the counters. So, hopefully we're able to get some numbers up and put some pressure on them and find the back of the net. I think playing a team like that bodes well for the style that we're trying to bring in. So I'm looking for some good soccer on Tuesday.
Should be a good one on Tuesday. We'll be there with you as we return home. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us, Coach Schering. Not the result you want at the end of the night, but some positives to build on.
Much appreciated, and thanks for traveling up to Harrisburg.
All right, that was Coach Tyler Schering joining Braden Butler for the post-game. Yankton Gazelles now are 2-2 and 0 on the season and 10th in the AA standings. You can see that on your screen. And Gazelles now host Sioux Falls Jefferson Tuesday at Crane Youngworth Field and follow the boys in the varsity doubleheader, which starts at 4 p.m. KYNT, KYNTV. Take a break, come back, and let's start talking Yankton Bucks golf right here on the Coach's Corner. Good morning.
Do you struggle with dry contacts? At Vision Care Associates, we have a great option. Infused contact lenses by Bosch & Lomb. Infused lenses are designed to ensure that your eyes stay hydrated and irritation-free, even after a full day of wear. Our doctors specialize in fitting these lenses for maximum comfort and optimal vision. Schedule your consultation and experience the all-day comfort and crisp, clear vision you deserve.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT&RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. MTRCSmithInsurance.com.
Campsites full at Lewis and Clark Lake? Hey, you can still enjoy all what Yankton has to offer this summer by staying at the Holiday Inn Express or Fairfield by Marriott. The Holiday Inn Express features large rooms with free breakfast and happy hour. The Fairfield by Marriott offers you comfortable modern rooms, free breakfast, and plenty of parking for a boat or camper. Get a great rate and flexible reservation changes by calling the Fairfield or Holiday Inn Express in Yankton direct.
At Triple Time Rudy's, not only do you get top-notch fuel to keep you on the move, but it's a destination for delicious local treats. You'll find quality South Dakota products like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. It's your community's pit stop for more than just fuel. Triple Time Rudy's supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, stop by Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Do you want a job that keeps it real? At Truxedo, a real truck company, we keep it real by promoting our values of excellent service, teamwork, accountability, and innovation. Join the Truxedo team and enjoy your next career adventure. We have a variety of openings, including senior EH&S specialist and weekend maintenance technician too. So don't wait. Get up, get out, and apply at realtruck.com/careers and start your next adventure with a career at Truxedo.
¿Está buscando una casa para comprar? Me llamo Deb Speck de Vision Real Estate y puedo ayudarle a encontrar la casa perfecta. Yo sé que la barrera del idioma puede ser difícil, pero puedo facilitar el proceso. Escoja a un agente que se habla español. Envíeme un mensaje de texto 605-661-9398.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
If you're aged 45 or older and haven't had your screening colonoscopy, now is the time. Healthy Aging Month is right around the corner, and Yankton Medical Clinic encourages you to be proactive with this important screening that could save your life. With 3 general surgeons on staff and an on-site surgery center, Yankton Medical Clinic makes it easy to get started on the right path to your healthy aging. Call 664-2742 or visit yanktonmedicalclinic.com. So much care, so close to home.
The other day, a guy came into the UPS store to pick up some blueprints we had printed for him. While we were finishing up the order, he asked about business cards as he was about out of his current supply. Hi, this is Doug at the UPS store in Yankton and Vermilion. We all have various printing needs and the UPS store is here to help. Stop into our locations in Yankton or Vermilion and ask about our current print specials. Oh, the gentleman from earlier? We had new business cards ready for him the very next business day.
All right. Yankton Bucks Golf right here on the Coach's Corner. Good morning. Yankton Bucks Golf hosted a tournament at Fox Run Golf Course as this is playing yesterday, but as I'm recording earlier today. And so they placed third out of the 5 competing teams, the 295 score. Harrisburg took the team victory with a 283. The best individual golfer in the tournament was Charlie Swift of Harrisburg, who shot a 66. And the best for Yankton was Parker Riley, who shot a 71. That was good enough for a tie of 4th. Also for Yankton, Eli Larson tied for 8th, the 73. Easton Velick tied for 10th, the 74. And Braden Birkland tied for 15th with a 77. Yankton now travels to Pier on Tuesday for an invite in Pier beginning at 10 a.m. and an invite here on Thursday beginning at 10 a.m. Next week also, talk to Coach Ryan Haig and the Yankton competitive dance and cheer teams as well. Get everyone else covered. And, yeah, looking forward to the show. Just really kind of kicking off in full spirit, if you will. I think it's going to be a good thing. And remember, you can always find this show on demand on the KYNTV YouTube channel, so make sure you check it out. If you ever missed the show especially, you can head over there and check it out, of course. As I am obviously trying to buy time. You understand. No, but I love the YouTube channel. You can go there and watch the entire show. Also, we have our archive on SoundCloud, so you can do that as well. Boom. And so you can do that as well. And we'll go ahead and, as you see, record an interview with cross-country head coach Caitlin Savvy. And go ahead and play that for you. Joined us on the Pizza Ranch phone line. Here's the interview. All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. Let's start talking Yankton cross-country. Joining me on the Pizza Ranch phone line, Coach Savvy. Coach Caitlin Savvy. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, so overall, how was your summer? I like to ask all the coaches how their summer was.
Yeah, my summer was great. Got to hang out in Yankton, and I think it's one of the best towns in South Dakota, so spent a lot of time out by the lake. Had a fun running club this summer, so I got to stay in touch with a couple of the high schoolers and middle schoolers. It was great.
Well, good. And as far as the team goes, when do you get first contact, or when have you had first contact with your athletes?
Yeah, so our first practice kicked off August 15th, which was last Thursday, and the kids have been showing up. Our numbers have grown a lot this year, so I'm super pumped, and it's just been really cool to see the hard work that they've already put in. so far.
And good numbers for the team. I always want to know about the health of the program. Pretty good numbers?
Yeah, we're always growing, which has been awesome these last few years. Our guys are sitting right about like 20, just over, and then our girls are just hitting 15. So that's pretty good. It gives us a nice, 35 for high school, and when we get the middle schoolers in there, we grow a little bit too. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh, could you highlight an athlete or two? I mean, obviously you want to name all of them, and I get that, but maybe one or two that you think may be taking the biggest leap forward from last year into this year?
Yeah, so I think we'll start with the boys. The Bucks, they had just a stellar season 2 years ago, and we have 2 returners from that, and that is Abe Chance and Harrison Krowski. And then last year we got to add a couple of more boys to the state experience, and so we'll have a couple of returners there. But Abe and Harrison, they've been our leaders this summer, just putting in the work and then getting the guys in line at practices. But Brighton Olsen, he's going to have a really exciting year. I'm super pumped to see what he'll do. And then it's down to the younger ones, so it's super exciting to see who else will step up.
And then the Gazelles?
Yeah, our Gazelles. Great program that the Gazelles are building. I think every year we get more girls out, so that's just helping with our depth and our competitiveness during practices. Last year we had Riley Jackson, who just missed placing at state by a spot. And so I'm really excited to see what she can accomplish this year, and then how she'll bring along a lot of other girls that are right there with her. So it'll be awesome.
And then, Coach, remind us of who's helped you on the coaching staff.
Yeah, so my assistant coaches are Megan Bierick. She does high school with me. She is awesome, very organized, and a great encourager for our team. And then we have a middle school coach, Doug Haar, and he's been around for a while, so he just knows the fundamentals, how to get these kids excited, and I really couldn't ask for a better coaching staff.
All right, and then your first competition, Pasley Park at Sioux Falls. Now, I've been doing this a while now. Is it always the opener at O'Gorman? Is that always the opener?
Yeah, we always open there. It's pretty fun. It's a little low-key, so that kind of helps build our confidence a little bit. There's a couple of Sioux Falls schools, and then we got Harrisburg and Brandon Valley there. But we run around some softball fields, which is a little unfortunate for cross-country terrain. But, I mean, it's cool. I get to see them all the time, so love that.
Yeah, and just it's a good way to start off against, going to O'Gorman, a rival, right? It's always a nice way to kick off a season.
That is right, and we're super pumped because we've been getting some nice weather this year. And I remember last year we were up in the air if this meet would happen because of the heat index.
Well, if it's not the heat index, it's crazy snowstorms in the winter. I don't know. This state just cannot decide what kind of weather terrain it wants. Am I right?
That's right. South Dakota keeps us on our toes.
Well, Coach, next week, be hopefully at Hillcrest Golf Course, and maybe we'll see you. Maybe we'll do a recording, but either way, we'll talk next week, and best of luck to the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, let's Coach Caitlin Savvy joining us. Always appreciate her joining us. That was on the Pizza Ranch phone line. We'll go ahead and take a break, come back, and wrap things up here on the Coach's Corner. Good morning.
Back to school is an exciting time for students. It can also be a very stressful time. This is Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson from First Chiropractic Centers. Heavy backpacks can cause injuries in children, so start the year off right and make sure your child's backpack weighs no more than 5 to 10% of their body weight and doesn't hang more than 4 inches below the waistline. For pain or discomfort resulting from backpack use, call First Chiropractic Centers. Making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Investing in your home is easier and more fun when you have local choices. This is Cody Miles, owner of Upper Midwest Garage Door. We offer a wide variety of American-made, unique Clopay garage doors, free in-home consultations, a digital preview of the new garage doors on your home, and the expert small-town service you deserve. Get started today with your local independent Clopay dealer, Upper Midwest Garage Door. Give us a call, stop by, or learn more at uppermidwestgaragedoor.com.
Medicare coverage is not a one-size-fits-all coverage. Do you like to travel? Are you wanting to spend your winters down south? Or just spend some time with your grandkids? Make sure you choose a plan that fits your needs and will travel with you. Visit Julie at Missouri River Associates to review your upcoming Medicare or your current needs. That's Julie at Missouri River Associates, 665-6885.
Investing in your home is easier and more fun when you have local choices. This is Cody Miles, owner of Upper Midwest Garage Door. We offer a wide variety of American-made, unique Clopay garage doors, free in-home consultations, a digital preview of the new garage doors on your home, and the expert small-town service you deserve. Get started today with your local independent Clopay dealer, Upper Midwest Garage Door. Give us a call, stop by, or learn more at uppermidwestgaragedoor.com.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explore CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
All right, welcome back to the Coaches Corner. Bryce Ladwig. Thanks to all the coaches that joined us on the Pizza Ranch phone line, and especially to you, the listener or viewer on KYNT and KYNTV, Yankton's home team and stream, and of course all of our sponsors making this show possible. Next week, I don't know if we're going to be in the studio, maybe on location somewhere, but we will have the show live next Saturday. And as I said, I don't know the location. Maybe the studio, maybe somewhere else. I really don't know. We'll figure it out. But it'll be live, and it'll be following Yankton Bucks football Friday night versus Huron. I'm really looking forward to that one. And as always, thanks for stopping by here on the Coaches Corner. Go Bucks, go Gazelles, go enjoy the rest of your weekend.